Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing episode 3 of the Verglas playthrough. In the last episode, we got a lot of the prep work out of the way for Desert Scourge and King Slime, which means that this episode we're going to be fighting our first bosses. However, that being said, there are some last minute things that have to be done. Vera never actually got Hermes boots from the last episode, and the speed that you get from these boots is going to be quite important for survivability during the boss fights. So she wanted to get those things first. Now the first thing she thought of doing was getting a bunch of bait and then fishing up for sailfish boots. So that's what she's doing here. She's collecting a bunch of worms. This is also going to be helpful for later because she knows that she wants to fish up for the Sparkling Empress, which is a very cool magic weapon. However, as she was doing this, she went into the corruption. Now, you would think that with the gear she has at this point, crossing the corruption should be no big deal, right? Well, things are not looking very good, I'll definitely say that. And there's a Devourer, which is not helping her situation right now. And there's our first death. To be fair, I didn't expect the Devourer to do that much damage, but it did. So instead of fishing, she decides that she would have further explored the ice caves to perhaps get flurry boots once again. So, and while she was doing that, she her life form analyzer picked up the web stylist, which means that the stylist is now freed, although she doesn't actually have any houses for them, so that's kind of unfortunate. She saw the skeleton merchant again, and this time he had spelunker glow sticks, which Vera thought might be useful in trying to find chests. Vera did find a life crystal right next to this cabin. However, the gold chest probably had the most disappointing loot pool I think I've ever seen. That's like above ground wooden chest loot, which, you know, kind of sad. She also managed to find a couple stray diamonds on the roof of the ice cave, about where she found the diamond crawler last episode. Which honestly leads me to think that, yep. Now that was just a brilliant movement by Vera. Second death of this episode. I believe she still had her double jump too, which makes it even better. After these two deaths, she decided that maybe she should just craft them, because, yeah, you can do that in Calamity. And to be fair, I don't even know why she didn't think of this first, but nonetheless, she got Hermes boots. The next step was to go ahead and start preparing the arena that both King Slime and Desert Scourge would be fought in. If you've seen my video about the weapons test for the Frostbolt and the upcoming video for the one about the Coral Spout, you'll know that I like to build a long platform above the desert while also making sure that the desert is smooth. And she got killed again here, mostly because of the fact that she got double hit by the Antlion Swarmers, which do a whopping 50 damage, which is quite a lot. After the basic prep work was done above ground, Vera decided that she needed to get the summoning item for Desert Scourge yet, and that involves getting more Antlion mandibles and Stormlion mandibles, which she doesn't actually have a lot of at this point. So she spent a good 10-ish minutes down into the desert just killing things for crafting materials, basically. That's one Stormlion mandible. She ends up getting 3. You'd be surprised at how many times I got in the Stormjaw staff in this playthrough. I've killed only like 6 Stormlions, and I've gotten 2 to 3 of the Stormjaw staves. I guarantee you when I do my Summoner playthrough next that I will not have that kind of luck. And unsurprisingly, I decided to speed this part up because, lo and behold, it is just me killing stuff. It's nothing new. However, there is one new thing that she found. She found a minecart track that was slightly about where the Sunken Sea was, and there was a heart crystal there. Once again, not like she needed this extra health for the bosses, but it helps. Now, she remembers the fact that when she went down this tree in episode 1, that she saw a demon altar, and she needs a demon altar to craft the summon item for Desert Scourge. And with that done, she's grabbing those, and it's time for the final arena building session, and then after that, it's boss fighting time. So Vera was collecting some trees to go ahead and get more wood for platforms. She didn't actually make the platform this time stretch across the entire desert because she didn't deem it necessary. And she goes across one more time to make sure that it is smooth on the ground, because just in case she does have to go onto the ground for any reason, she wants to make sure that she can sprint without getting snagged on any terrain. And there's vultures everywhere, unsurprisingly. The platform is designed to be built just barely so that way it's within the desert. That height makes it so that way the Desert Scourge can't usually get onto the top platform. And some campfires help with additional life regen, just in case she needs it. And with that, I think that the fight is going to begin. Let's go ahead and see how it goes. Coral Spout seems to be doing pretty good damage. And with that, King Slime is dead. Once again, King Slime's not that hard of a fight. Especially in expert mode. But nonetheless, King Slime went down, and now we just have to defeat Desert Scourge before it can continue on. Just listen to that music. I love this music. Desert Scourge is already more than halfway dead, and it's only been like a minute. And Desert Scourge has been defeated. Now she's gonna go ahead and go back to base and craft the next tier of armor called Victide armor. So from the King Slime treasure bag, she got nothing useful, unfortunately. There's two things that you want to get from King Slime, and those are the Slimy Saddle or the Slime Hook, and she got none of them. However, she did get the magic weapon from Desert Scourge called the Storm Spray. She also crafted up the Victide bars from the materials she got from the treasure bag. However, upon looking at the amount of Victide required, she realized that she did not have near enough to craft the entire set, which meant that she would have to fight it again. She fought it 2 more times to use up the 2 desert medallions she got, and she ended up getting high test fishing line and the angler's tackle box in the same bag, which was very useful. It's going to be very useful for when she's fishing for the Sparkling Empress. And she's able to get the entire set of Victide. Although, if we're going to be technical here, the Emerald Robe in most situations is better than the Victide chest piece. However, the set bonus for Victide lets you move freely underwater as if it was just air. And for the Sunken Sea, that's going to be a lot more useful than just having a few extra mana stars. First thing she does down here in the Sunken Sea is starts collecting prism shards and sea prisms from the center of this these orbs here that kind of spawn. Geodes, I guess they would be more appropriately called. Mining is very slow down here, unfortunately, at this point in the game, so bear with me. And to Vera's surprise, there was like 4 life crystals down here. Like, just ludicrous amounts of life crystals, just open access in the Sunken Sea. Also, she got voltaic jelly, which is not really useful for a mage, but for a summoner it would be. There's yet another life crystal. She also found the giant clam. Now, just a forewarning, I will be speeding up this fight because it is very repetitive and it also took a long time. Mostly because of the fact that mana, she didn't have as much mana as she normally would. And also the coral spout is not nearly as effective underwater as it is above water. Kind of ironic, but either way, this took like 2 to 3 minutes. Kind of obnoxious. And the giant clam is dead, and Amidus, the Sea King, dropped out of the clam. However, in order to save him from being murdered by the clams, she spent like another 2 to 3 minutes clearing out all the clams slowly, but slowly. However, after that, she was able to get the Waywasher, which is an upgrade to the Frostbolt somewhat. And she also got the Aquamarine Staff, which was an upgrade to the Diamond Staff. She did get a bad reforge, which is kind of sad, but not really much she can do at the moment about that. She also got a Navy fishing rod, and that means that it is fishing time. However, that being said, she realized that the storage situation is kind of getting obnoxious, so she decides to make a magic storage unit with the diamonds that she has left over from making the diamond staff in the last episode. Magic storage system basically just consolidates all the chests into one location. In addition, it allows you to freely craft everything you want from the same place, so it is very convenient and useful. Honestly, magic storage is a mod that once I discovered it, I just can't live without it. It's just too good. Okay, and I cut out all the transferring of stuff from the storage system into the, from the chest into the storage system because it just was boring. However, she's grabbing her fishing potions and it's time to go back to the Sunken Sea. You catch the Sparkling Empress with a fairly rare chance by fishing in the Sunken Sea. So that is what she is going to be doing. Notice how there's a giant clam that spawned. That will be important later. So Vera goes ahead and gets all her accessories on. The high-test fishing line and the tackle box, along with the fishing potion and the angler vest, all those will help increase the chances of her getting rare items. However, when she started to begin fishing, she was reminded of the ability, or in this case detriment, of the Navy fishing rod, which is that it will hurt nearby enemies while it's held out, including the giant clam, which caused her to have to fight a second giant clam. And after I think about 7 to 10 minutes of fishing, she got the Sparkling Empress, and this is what it does. It is like the last prism, but pre-hard mode. It's amazing. And that'll be it for this episode. I hope you liked it, and we'll be back soon with episode 4, which will be fighting the Eye of Cthulhu. Hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day.